I've never been as nervous at a game of football in my life.
Some atmosphere when they turn at the time, like, you know.
It was a long week.
Sort of hit you that every Saturday they come down and support you, and this is what it means to them.
If we don't score here, at least one, and at least get it back at 2-1 by half time, that's it.
This isn't fair. This isn't supposed to happen.
There was never a sense that we were ever going to lose that game. This is our year now.
Oh, it was brilliant.
So as you may have seen over the last 10 days or so, we put out a trailer for the first Shed Interview podcast documentary on the playoff that got us promoted to the Premiership in 2018. So it was mainly the brainchild of this man, as I'm sure you'll have probably guessed anyway. I just sort of, I was more there for guidance. But, I suppose we may ask him, where did the idea come from?
Well, I was really bored one night, as most ideas start, and we'll be texting back and forth about what can we do a bit different. Like we did the short documentary that night of the Ards game. A couple of years ago we did the centenary video, and then we just thought, look, as we said in the previous podcast, it's about archiving moments that are happening, and I think it's an important one to archive because it completed the journey of those kind of 5 or 6 years back and the 4 promotions in 5 years. But the key thing was, we did the documentary in 2016-17, but we only captured one small part of it. Yeah. Brendan's photos captured the early parts of it and the promotion to the Premiership. But I thought, for generations to come, it's nice to have something to look back on and think, okay, that's actually what happened. This is the journey that was completed, and look at where they came from, look where they ended up. So it's something I wanted to do, and around about the time we were still kind of in and out of COVID and all that kind of stuff when we recorded it. So it was just like, let's record it and leave it there and it'll come up at some point. So I think we recorded it, towards the start of the year, towards the start of the season, sorry. Yeah. And then over Christmas just decided, okay, let's get this cut and let's get it ready to go out. With the idea of thinking football might shut down in January back then. I was thinking, there's a potential either weather or COVID could shut it down. It's something nice for fans to watch. Thankfully, football's kept going. COVID hasn't shut us down, and we've still got this as a bonus. Yeah, and I mean, if you'll have seen the trailer, I suppose just to give people a flavour of what it's about, we'll all remember the Premiership playoff in 2018 where we beat Carrick over 2 legs. So the story, but this is the people behind the story. So we've interviews with, we spoke with Darren, spoke to Stephen Maguire, spoke with Darren King, spoke to Mark Hughes. Spoke to Stephen Beattie, which to be quite honest, we got funding for that.
Yeah, I probably would have let that, but I no. But Stephen speaks very well. To be fair, this ugly face is in it too. But I watched it. Obviously, we've seen different drafts of it, and I think you sent it to me just before Christmas Day, and I sat until about 3 o'clock in the morning and watched it like 4 times in a row with. It got better every time I watched it. Now that might have been to do with the amount of beer consumption that was going on at the time, but in terms of, I think if you're a genuine Uri fan, if you were there, I think it'll be an emotional one. A really emotional one. But it's a brilliant documentation of what took place and everything surrounding those games and what it meant. It's Wednesday night. So I'm not sure what day this is going out, but it's Wednesday night, 7 p.m. It's on YouTube. It's free. If we don't get 100 subscribers after this, then I think we might just quit. But it's worth a watch. There've been brilliant assistance from Tommy Harris, man behind the camera, from Michael Canavan, from Ryan O'Hare. Yeah. Anybody else we need to thank?
Well, Brendan needs a massive thanks because that season obviously we weren't filming behind the scenes. Yeah. So just to let people know, it's just interview based, but we've taken the archive that Sean Donegan and Brendan Monaghan shot kind of over those 2 games, but we used a few photos from that season, and it's created like a nice picture of just here's the story of these games. I'm sure people will look at it and think they got promoted to the Premiership and they made a documentary about it, but I don't care what you think because for us it's just a nice little token, and to show our fans here's what happened, here's the story, and kind of get the passion across to the players.
I think anybody who's an Irish League fan or a football fan can relate to it. Everybody thinks their own journey or their own club's journey is better than anybody else's, understandably so. I think from our point of view, I mean, I remember standing on the pitch at Taylor's Avenue, the Belfast Lockshore Arena, or whatever the name of goodness it was called then, and us hugging and me crying my eyes out because it was just you know, what had happened over that period, you know, the previous sort of 5-6 years. There's a really emotional interview with Darren from straight after the game. I showed how much it meant to him. So I think if you're any sort of football fan or any sports fan, you can engage with it. You'll be able to relate to it, and you know that's the key point. It's not just about Newry City, but it can also be put into a broader context. I can't wait for everybody to see it. You know, I played a massive part in it.
Actually, one of the biggest speaking roles, to be honest.
One of the biggest, yeah. See, everybody knows I can talk shite, but you know, Ali's, you know, his vision of how to do things, and you know, let's be honest, probably the things you've done in the past, this one's quite a simple one, but simple but really, really effective.
Yeah, I mean, you know, we shot the interviews in 3 hours here with the players, and we grabbed them after training. They didn't even know they were doing it. Yeah, we were just like, we need you for something, and grabbed them in. We filmed Kevin McCardle. We've got him. We got Kevin up one day just to do some pickup stuff, and that was all the filming that went into it. Archive came from BBC and UTV, and photographs. So it was edited over 10 days, maybe 10 days. So it's a quick one. It's a 30-minute documentary, but it's just I suppose to thank the fans for all their support this season, and I think, you know, potentially could give everybody just a bit of a lift before the push towards hopefully another promotion to the Premiership. So yeah, hopefully you all enjoy it.
Yeah, the last time we had a documentary out about Newry City, and the first team squad and us went to see it in the Belfast Film Festival, and we got promoted about 3 weeks later.
That's right. And our goalkeeper was blocked.
12
in the afternoon.
Steve McGuire talked the whole way through at that time. So luckily for you folks, you'll be able to watch in the comfort of your own home on YouTube, and you'll not have Stevie going in the background.
Well, do you know what? The thing I'm most proud of is they've got Mark Hughes on camera, and I thought I would never get it done. And we sat down opposite him. Now, it was a quick interview, but it was great, and we got Mark on camera. And I think, you know, we've talked about Mark before, but it was amazing that he has his part in that story, and I was happy to get him on camera. Yeah.
No, so I hope you enjoy it, and look, folks, any feedback is welcome, as long as it's positive, obviously. But you know, we want to get over 100 subscribers, and you know, hopefully, I'm sure in the future we'll be looking at doing something again similar, something maybe more substantial. If any has any ideas, feel free to fire them Ali's way, and then he can send them to me, and I can go yay or nay. You know what I mean? But look, enjoy it. Wednesday 7:00, YouTube, free. Don't have to go to the cinema. Don't have to pay for it. It's there for everybody to see, and we can't wait for you to see it.
I've never been as nervous at a game of football in my life. Some atmosphere when I turned at the time, like, you know.
It was a long week.
Sort of hit you that every Saturday they come down and support you, and this is what it means to them.
If we don't score here, at least one, and at least get it back at 2-1 by half time, that's it.
This isn't fair. This isn't supposed to happen.
There was never a sense that we were ever going to lose that game. This is our year now.
Oh, it was brilliant.